axonometric views, and axonometric views is just it means isometric, dimetric, or trimetric, but these are all industry standard views that can be used continually through a document so that you get the same viewpoint for every scene or something. You can also take these same views from different angles of your model along the bottom at any point. And if you want, you can even dial in a custom view. For example, I can click the front button. I can say I want to offset of 15, and I want to look at a tilt of 45. So you can dial in your own precision views and use those to maintain consistency throughout a document. Some other things that you can do with the 3D tools very simply is on the 3D view ribbon here, we can actually set up our draw style. So if we want to have shaded with edges, we can simply select that from the 3D view ribbon. We can use our mouse to change the highlighting color. So if I have a red highlight, maybe I want orange, I can change those kind of facilities for the thing. And there's some advanced things that come with 2011 that allow you to actually set up a ground plane below it to actually allow you to set up reflections and shadows. Those are all new with the 2011 product. And to generate a very a nice looking scene, depending on the type of your document. Many documents, this is the kind of imagery that you'd like because it's very clean and crisp. But if you're doing more marketing, then you can work with the shadows and other facilities. And let's say we just wanted to go through and add one more page to this document. Maybe we want to insert a simple 3D view on that page. I'm just going to put a little view up here. We're going to use most of this page, and we'll take the same model. We're not going to import a new one. That'll keep our file size down. And what we're going to do is add quickly a parts table to this. So we can just very easily click this and drag out on our document page a parts table. And we're going to make this an interactive table, sure. And what it's done is takes the parts list or all the parts that came in with this 3D design and has generated a parts list from those. Let's do some formatting here. And let's left adjust all these. We can also take this kind of a table here and we can modify. I'm going to bring up the properties panel here. We can modify the settings for it, so we can add a header, for example. We can change the way the coloring is, so we can do kind of a staggered light blue and white coloring with a gray header. So all those kind of things are very easily adjustable. The other key thing is once we go back into our non-editing mode, I can click on this table and it will highlight the associated parts in my 3D view. So it's very easy for me from scratch, from a blank page, to drag a view of my 3D model out and then simply drag out a parts table onto this page myself. Now, the next step of my demo, what we're going to do is we're going to go and generate a document using a template. I just wanted to show, to begin with, starting from scratch, so that you got a good feel for how the product worked, and you realize that there's not a lot of smoke and mirrors in the templates here. If I wanted this as a template, I would just save this off as a template, and then I could reuse it for my basic documents from there on out. But we're going to start today. We're going to go ahead and let's just close that one. We kind of scratched that around, and we're going to go in here, and instead of doing a new from a blank page, we're going to do a new from template. And in this case, the product comes with the 50 or more than 50 stock templates. Like I mentioned earlier, you can save off your own, and then generally that's what people do, is take their own templates after maybe revising one of these stock ones, or either that or starting from scratch like we did just a second ago. Coming with the product, you have things like 3D viewers. It has a view of the model. Metadata displays here as different things that you create or selected. Illustrations with different buttons, so you press next and previous. Things like assembly instructions work very well with this, or product demonstrations. Different brochures. This one's a little more on the printed side. Data sheet here. allows you to quickly import your model, type in your tables, type in your text, and result in a final printable document. Different ones like newsletters with different templates already set up, product data sheets, all kinds of things here. Catalogs designed to be textless based on kind of an IKEA approach to putting together catalogs. Let's jump on down to the instructions here. Today what we're going to do is use this quick start guide. And we're going to take this and we're going to generate a printable document. So we'll pick that template, and I'm going to load that same model we loaded just a minute ago. I just have to look and make sure. There it is. And we'll say open. And what this will do when I hit finish is it will take this 3D model that we selected, and it will insert that into the template that we selected. So we'll start not just from scratch in this case. We'll start with a big head start here, and we'll be able to quickly, if you look here, we have multiple pages to start from. We have 3D models inserted where appropriate. And some of these are made to be used with smart templates. So I'm going to delete this one for now, and we're going to use that in a second in a really clever automation way. So we'll delete that one and this one. And then there's a final one that is a parts list automatically ready to go. So, without any authoring, coming straight out of the box, we're able to create this document. And your job could be as simple as to orient the views to your needs and then to change the text to your own text. So this is Power. We've changed our company name, or maybe you go insert a logo of your own company, ABC company. Type in different descriptions. This is just an image, just to point out that you can work with text, 3D views, all kinds of different data sets. This is just an image, and then you can resize it and position it as needed on your document page. If you want to insert any of your own custom images, there's an image button right here that inserts a standard image. That's how you would do a logo, or any, a lot of times instructions have imagery that helps as well as the 3D process. And just like in the other example, you can double click and get into the mode where you can actually orient your 3D model. So let's just set up an orientation there. We're done with our first page. On the second page, maybe we just want to work with the circuit board on this page. Maybe we want to say this is a really fancy circuit board and then change the text to match that. We can do that by very easy way. I'm going to bring up the model panel. And you can see this has the entire tree as it was in SolidWorks coming in here, so that it's very easy to get to something like a board assembly. And we can, instead of selecting all those parts individually, I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to do an isolate, and then we'll deselect it. And we now have a scene that has our just the board assembly on this page. On the next page, I guess what we probably want to do is go in here and double click, change the text and say circuit board. And then you might want to either copy and paste from a source or type your text in directly, the description of the circuit board in this part. So, and maybe you want this to be bold. So go to our insert ribbon, bold, change the fonts in standard ways here. On the next page, what we're going to do here is I'm going to actually set up an exploded view right here inside the document as we're working, that's going to have balloons that match the bill of materials that you saw on that other page. So let's get started on that. Setting up exploded view is relatively simple. We're going to go get our orientation, and we're going to go to the model, and we're going to create a new exploded view. This is from the model ribbon. And on the new exploded view, we're going to say OK. I'm going to click the cover, and I'm going to use the axis handle to pull that off. There's a number of different ways to to create exploded views. You can type in numbers directly. You can just drag things out without thinking about them really. You can, like we just did there, which is most common, you use the axis to pull on the handle. So we're just going to go through step by step here and create a quick exploded view. Now, we're going to use this exploded view in a couple of